Welcome back to the AIPOD community. We have a really focused update for you today, looking at the news stack from the first week of February 2026.
Yeah, we're skipping some of the bigger theoretical debates this time.
We are, because all the sources seem to be pointing in one direction, and that's, well, it's concrete infrastructure.
It really is a shift, isn't it? From just software to, actual steel and silicon. We're seeing governments locking in incentives for the next 20 years.
Data centers literally leaving the planet.
And a fundamental change in how code even gets written.
Okay, so let's start with the global map,
Mhm.
and specifically India. The Union Budget 2026 just dropped. The big headline is this tax holiday for foreign cloud providers,
But the key detail is the timeline. It runs until 2047.
which is not a random number picked by an accountant.
No, not at all. It's highly symbolic. 2047 is the centenary of India's independence.
Exactly. So they're directly tying corporate tax incentives to their long-term national identity. It's a message saying, come build here and plan to stay for the next generation.
But there is a catch, a very specific condition attached to that tax break.
Right.
To qualify these huge foreign providers, they have to operate through an Indian reseller entity.
Which effectively forces data sovereignty. So you get the financial perk, but the control has to stay within Indian borders.
And they're pairing that with a new standing committee to review the services sector, basically to figure out how to harness automation for their own economy before, someone else does.
It's a defensive and an offensive move at the same time. Okay, so while India is locking down the land, the U.S. infrastructure conversation is looking up.
Way up. SpaceX has filed with the FCC to deploy 1 million solar-powered satellites.
And to be clear for everyone listening, this isn't just about getting better Wi-Fi in the countryside.
No.
The sources are pretty clear. These are intended to be orbital data centers. And it makes perfect sense if you think about the bottlenecks we have down here.
We're running out of power grids to tap, and cooling these massive server farms is just a nightmare.
But in orbit, you have
Yeah.
constant 247 access to solar energy.
And the vacuum of space is your free, infinite cooling system. You solve the two biggest physical constraints of AI compute in one single go.
Which might explain why some of the bigger terrestrial plans are stumbling a bit. We have to talk about that OpenAI and Nvidia partnership.
The $100 billion mega deal.
That was supposed to be the backbone of everything. But now reports say it's on ice.
It's the perfect contrast, right? The deal on the ground is facing strategic friction, land disputes, power limits. So the investment is naturally looking for a vacuum, literally, where those problems just don't exist.
So the hardware is moving to space, but the software side is getting equally wild. I'm seeing the term vibe coding everywhere.
Right.
And for anyone thinking this is about, like, mood lighting while you program, it's not. This is basically just describing what you want in plain English, isn't it?
Precisely. It's the shift where you stop writing syntax, the brackets and semicolons, and you just describe the vibe or the intent of the program. The AI handles the actual logic.
And it is lucrative. Cognition, the startup behind those autonomous coding agents, just hit a $10 billion valuation.
10 billion. And they've minted a new billionaire executive from it.
All off the back of tools that could make traditional coding obsolete.
But it's not just the flashy startups. WordPress just integrated an AI agent right into its Playground CLI.
That one really stood out to me because it closes the loop. You're not just getting a code snippet you have to paste somewhere.
No, it's the whole process.
The agent spins up the sandbox, it writes the code, it tests the code, it finds the bugs, fixes them, and then deploys it.
It's moving from assistance to real agency. And we're seeing that same idea of agency hit the consumer side now. Google Chrome is embedding Gemini much deeper with these agentic workflows.
So it can handle multi-step tasks across different tabs, like comparison shopping or planning a trip.
And here's where we come full circle. Google is primarily testing these new agent features in the Indian education sector.
So it has to be the scale, right? That's a strategic choice.
Absolutely. If you want to stress test an AI agent to see if it breaks or hallucinates, where do you do it? You do it in a market with millions of students.
You get a volume of data you just cannot replicate in the US or Europe before a global rollout. It's the ultimate proving ground.
So, to just recap the whole stack for a minute, you have India playing the long game to 2047.
You have data centers moving into orbit to escape Earth's physical limits.
And you have software that is starting to write and fix itself.
It all points to autonomy. Whether it's the server in space or the little agent in your browser tab, the Humi is being moved further and further up the management chain.
Which, that leads to a bit of a provocative thought to leave you with.
Let's hear it.
Well, if we successfully move our data centers to orbit where they can run on their own power, to run autonomous agents that write and fix their own code,
Mm,
at what point does the digital economy become a self-sustaining loop that doesn't actually need our intervention anymore?
that is definitely a thought to chew on. Thanks for listening to this update. We'll have more for you in the next deep dive.